Let's make a soul connection. Soul to soul connection. Heart to heart. Make us start with the soul connection. Soul connection.
Welcome to Sixth Sense and Beyond, bringing the spiritual world to the world. I'm Katherine Glass, psychic medium.
And I'm Christina Andrianopoulos, and how are you?
I'm well, how are you? I'm getting excited for the holidays coming up.
Absolutely. One of my favorite is Thanksgiving.
Mine too.
Yeah, just getting everybody together and putting lots of love in everything you cook. I just throw love in everything I cook.
Me too, but I only cook like one or two things. I do the potluck thing where everybody brings something.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful time of year, especially in New England.
It is, it is. And we have a great show today.
We do.
Coming up from
Really
North
cool.
Smithfield, we're really pleased to have, her name is Nicole Lahousse, and she is a chemist by trade, but she took her chemistry background and now she does aura readings. It's just really fascinating. I was at her
Really
spa.
interesting.
It was really beautiful. So she's going to talk about that and other things too.
Oh, she's going to bring crystal skulls on the show. I mean, phenomenal.
It
cool
is.
stuff.
And we'll go into that too, because a lot of us are really confused about a crystal skull, but you won't be after you see our
catch up,
show.
Christina.
Yeah. And we have our wonderful on-air reading, and another volunteer, one of our fans, and her name is
Paula.
Paula. Sorry, it began with a P.
I know her name is Paula. That's all I know. I'm just meeting her today.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And it was great because we reach out to you, and you can write to us at readings@sixthsenseandbeyond.com, and you're able to be maybe one of the lucky people picked to do an on-air reading with you.
Yeah.
And that was a good point that you made, because they write to me. That goes strictly to me. You don't have access to that.
Right.
And so I'll, if the guest is available, I'll speak to them a little bit and then invite them to be on.
Yeah.
So that's great. Again, readings@sixthsenseandbeyond.com.
If you'd like to come on for a reading with me.
Exactly, that's great.
And we can talk about this book.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about this book. But before we do this, we couldn't even have the show unless we had the sponsors.
That's true.
Right, so we have Julio's Liquors, Spirit Meets
Meet
Spirit.
Spirit.
Thank you so much for believing in us
Yes,
and our
thank you.
show. Yeah.
And the Healing Essence Center in West Concord that my husband and I own. It's a beautiful holistic health center. Meets all your needs for health and wellness.
Right. And then also Medical Aesthetics, which is a location in Acton and in Leominster. You
Right.
walk in and they work on weight loss and beautifications and everything, just healing and calmness and all that.
Facials and dermabrasion, all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then also, I could not do it without my wonderful hairstylist, Christian Ray. Thank you so much from Salon 647.
awesome. He's
Thank you.
great.
And when we first premiered our show at the beginning of the year, many psychics and other gifted individuals contacted us, and one of them was this woman from Australia, and her name is Suzanne Newnham, and she's from Australia, and she sent the book, and she said, could you read it and talk about it a little bit? So you and I read it.
Yeah.
We did, and we
It's a
loved
book.
it.
It focuses a lot on the ethics of getting a psychic reading and how to be an ethical reader, but it's also written for the lay person,
It is.
right, to understand what to expect from a reading. And also, if you're
Right.
having psychic experiences yourself or opening, there's lots of material in here about the energy field and the aura, which we're going to get into today, and the energy body.
Yep. And we're just
Mediumship,
thrilled.
all of it.
We're thrilled that we're on Charter TV3,
Right.
but we also have the opportunity when we edit this and put it up on the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
And so if you're all out there, please contact us. We love these books and all different artifacts for us to display.
Yep, and we love supporting other healers, psychics, readers, metaphysicians out there in other countries as well. You know,
Right.
we'll put it on there, and it'll go on YouTube and
Absolutely.
other channels. We're on like 2,000 cable channels or something.
Yep,
So,
we're accessible to 2,000 cable channels all over the world,
Yeah.
too. But right now we're in your home. And we have this book, and again, we recommend it highly. Ethics of a Psychic Reading.
Yeah.
It's easy read, and you can pick it up on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
yeah, it's fascinating, really.
Yes, and
Yeah.
thanks Suzanne Newnham, and I know when you're seeing this, you're watching it on YouTube. That's great. So why don't we go straight into our first guest?
Okay.
Because I can't wait for us to talk about
know,
auras.
Nicole.
Right.
Bring her on. Hey, Nicole.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me on.
You're so great. I know that one of the things I love about this show is that I can go and meet. I mean, you've had them around your life all the time, but I'm just getting to meet aura readers, and I know. So I did. I went to her beautiful spa in North Smithfield, which is very, very close to us. You walked in, first of all, it was very peaceful, and I wanted my aura done. You know, people have said, "Oh, I've read your aura is this and that," but so
what'd she do?
Well, what she did was she has this gadget. It's like a really cool thing. It's a camera, and she takes a picture, and the next thing you know, it goes into her computer, and you see me. But we'll see a picture.
An aura camera, right?
Right.
Like Carillion photography, I think that's called.
But before we do that, let's find a little bit about you. I said you're a chemist by your background.
I am. I have my bachelor's in biology and chemistry, and I also have a bachelor's in metaphysics too.
Wow.
So,
educated metaphysician in from a different angle. Awesome.
Right. So I'm very close to submitting all my stuff for my master's in metaphysics. So I'm very excited about that. I have my own company called Magic LLC, and I'm launching a product line this month.
Wonderful. So, what kind of products?
It's all natural products.
Fabulous.
That's great.
What do you, when you get when you study metaphysics for a degree in metaphysics, what categories do you touch on in that training?
Pretty much everything.
Really?
Yes, everything.
Like meditation and auras and the energy field and
tarot
psychic
reading.
phenomena.
Yes. That's
interesting.
Great. Now, a question I wanted to ask you is, when you grew up from a staunchly Catholic, Christian Catholic upbringing. And when you were younger, you used to see spirits, right? So tell us a little bit about your story and how you were squished and told like you were, because that happens to a lot of us. So tell us your story.
So there are tons of these stories out there, and I'm one of them, where it was very bad to be seeing spirits or be talked to spirits or to have astral projection and those types of things, and all these things happened to me, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought that everybody could see auras because since I was very, very young, I could see them. And it first came about knowing that not everybody sees this when I was in church with my mom, and I said, how come the color around the priest is this color and it's usually this color? And then she looked at me and said, what? And we kind of went into a little discussion about that and, you know, the two sides of those types of things.
Did she tell you it was evil or bad, or were you frightened after that?
I wasn't frightened, but it just made me think that, okay, something is wrong or different. Not necessarily me being wrong at that point in time in my own head, but something was different. Not everybody sees this. So
it's common. Fortunately, those days are moving behind us now in this new era. Yeah.
And so for a long time, you just kind of like put away this gift of yours and went on with your life because it really wasn't widely accepted. In fact, she was told to stop it. You know, just stop it, right?
Especially the astral projection.
Whoa.
So they were scared. Yeah.
So they were, you know, we had family sit-ins kind of thing about, you know, my activities.
Wow. And look at now we're producing a TV show and it's hitting hundreds of thousands of people.
Times are changing.
Times are changing. It's time. Well, anyway, so that brings you to today. And today we've been working as a chemist, and you took this gift of yours and you're doing something about it and you're helping other people.
Right. Because I got to a point where I finally said, hey, you know, who is this person here instead of, you know, who does everybody want me to be, and especially family. When I got to a certain age, I was able to finally say, okay, now I can actually be me. And then it was that whole process of, well, who really is that? And going through all of that, I was able to, you know, start working on those things again. But I actually had an experience that just blew everything wide open.
She had a near-death experience on the highway, and we don't have the whole show to talk about this, but basically she was driving and there was a big lineup of cars, and suddenly she looks up and there's this car coming at her.
Wow.
So she woke up afterwards. Wow. She wasn't dead, but it was silence, like those TV shows that you see where nobody's around and there's no sun, and she kept going. And about a year later, you found out that the car landed on a woman and she died.
Yes.
But it was meant for you. I mean, it was going to be you, but she shifted that.
Wow.
Do you believe that?
I got to hear the story later. That's fascinating.
It's a good, when she told it to me, I was like, that is unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it myself, and it
Yeah.
happened to me. So
that sort of puts
So
you in the
you
trap.
felt you
Yeah.
saved your own life energetically rather than an angel or a guide or someone appearing to rescue you, or maybe it was a combination of efforts, or?
I actually saw that flash of everybody in my immediate family, and I said goodbye to everybody, and then I said, okay, I'm ready. And then everything blacked out, and then I felt this projection, like I was pushed
Pulled through
forward,
space.
and when I woke up, I didn't know what was going on, but I think that, a higher aspect of myself came through
Yeah.
at that point.
Wow.
Yeah, and you called your mother. It was amazing, the phone call you made, say, Mom,
Am
my
I dead?
angels,
I said, am I
angels
dead?
saved me. Yeah.
How old were you?
This was, let's see.
2 years ago?
7
Oh,
years
recent.
ago, maybe.
7 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
We
that's
gotta
right.
get to our aura pictures.
Yeah, let's do it. We're going
running out of
into the
time.
aura pictures. Anyway, you're so fascinating. We'll have to bring you again, and people should come call you and get to meet you. So we went in. So my friend and I went in, and look at the first picture. Everybody can look at it. We put it up on the screen, and she
Up
took
here.
my picture. First of
Oh,
all,
that-
I went. No, she's showing.
okay.
Pam is showing the picture. So
Okay.
basically, why don't you tell people what they're seeing? All the purple and the blue and.
Sure. Well, typically there are 3 main sections to the aura photo, and what you see on, which is our left side looking at the picture, which is the right side of the person sitting, that typically shows the energy of what you put out into the world, how people perceive you, relationships with others, that kind
Right.
of thing. What you see above the head in the main space is what's going on with that person right now on a more personal level.
So
and
you're
then,
seeing on my, this is my picture, and you're seeing purple, deep purple.
It's
and
a lot of
and
spiritual
indigo.
growth. That's what I see for that.
Is that what that is?
Absolutely,
spiritual
it's that being tapped into the clairvoyant aspect, the magical realm, also being very much up in the upper chakras as well.
That's great.
A lot of communication, because you do see the blue there, and also the purple, which a lot of the purple, that's more in dealing with the incoming energy, and as well as
Great.
dealing with others, is a little bit more darker,
Deeper, yeah.
darker.
Yeah.
Like
and-
around my body. That the audience is
here,
looking
yeah.
at the around the body. Yeah.
Right. And the color, the specific color that you see, it's more of that deep, deep, deep indigo,
Yep.
dark, or I should say, ultraviolet.
Yep.
And that shows that at the time, a little bit of stress.
A little bit.
A little bit of stress in what's going on with you. And I
Right.
think that you were really busy at the time
So
too.
what? Yeah, no kidding. But anyway, so now what we did was, just so you can see the difference, because I was amazed. My fiance went in there, and I said, "Do you mind taking his picture too?" Thinking it would be similar, because how could it be so different? Okay, the next picture you see happened like moments later. Isn't that amazing?
Yep. And that's
Right.
that's your
So you see a cloud of orange and yellow and.
Right, and again, it's very uniform in the energies of what's coming in is what's going out, and that kind of shows, and also with the same types of colors that are above the head, it's showing a lot of, this is who I am. I'm not experiencing new things coming in. I'm not experiencing something different on my personal level and then experiencing something else. So there's not as much
Right.
dynamic activity, but he's got a lot of that creative energy that's running
Creativity.
through, very, very grounded, especially when dealing with other people.
So you know what will happen? We'll have her. You can do. She can do like psychic matches. Like, oh, this aura matches with that
Yeah,
one.
except the aura's
complements-
always changing.
I know.
Well,
so
actually-
anyway, that's great. But let's go into your.
Oh, sure.
You brought us a gift. You brought us a friend. So
I
who
did.
is this person?
This is Soma Na'atea, or
Somana Atea.
or Soma for short.
Soma.
And she is a quartz crystal skull. She has sat with many of the ancient energies as well. Has been at the Crystal Skull conferences, 11-11-11 and 12-12-12.
Wow.
And
And explain to our viewers what would be the reason for sitting with a crystal skull or having one. What is the
it's
value
very
in that?
expansive, expands your consciousness, and allows you to tap into many different dimensional
Dimensions,
realms. So It's
You heard it here.
So you would, right here on
Cra-
Sixth Sense and
cranial.
Beyond. So you would meditate with this skull and
yes,
sit
it's
with
very powerful.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you said you
I
were
wanna
feeling
borrow
the
it.
power. Yeah. Anyway,
As soon as I saw it, I was like, ooh.
isn't it great? Auras and cranial, what do you call it, cranial therapy?
Crystal cranium.
Crystal
cranials. Okay, well that's great. Okay, we
So
have to do our
cool to have
psychic
you on.
challenge.
Thank you.
We have
Okay.
to do our psychic challenge. So you grab this one.
Okay.
And
Okay,
you
guys.
grab this one. So we have 3 cards. Let's put them close together, everybody.
And I've put chosen one of these cards
Yep.
to be my card that I'm picking. I want you guys to all, I'm going to send it to you right now, the one that I've chosen. I'm sending you the image, I'm sending you the image, and I want you to choose and which one you think I'm sending to you.
Either the blue one over that Nicole's holding, or the middle one.
It's
that,
the owl, the high priestess, or the heart chakra. Which
Okay.
one am I sending? And when we come back, we'll tell
You'll
you.
know the answer. All right, and thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Nicole.
so much for coming.
And we'll be right back.
Let's make a soul connection. Soul to soul connection.
Welcome back to Sixth Sense and Beyond, and I'm going to do my psychic reading for our guest today, our volunteer guest, Paula, who has volunteered herself today to come in and have a reading with me. So hi, Paula.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How
Good.
are
Are
you?
you nervous?
Little.
Little? Okay. That's all right. You feel a little exposed, but it'll slip away easily.
Okay.
So Paula, you have come on the show because you'd like to talk to me about your career, is what you
Yes.
said, yeah? And say a little bit about that. Like, if you had booked an appointment with me in the office, what would you say to me when you come in?
I would just like to know what I need to focus on in my career. What kind of a market I should be marketing to? Should I partner? Should I be doing classes, one-on-one?
And you're
things like
working in the
that.
health field, right? Holistic
Yes.
health field.
Yes.
Okay. And nutrition, you said? Okay, great. So right off the bat, your guides are telling me that I have an image of someone with their head buried in the sand. And there's a bit of a feeling of fear is what I'm picking up. On a deep level, there's some fear that you're holding about yourself, about really, really knowing and owning your established position. You've done this switch from another career very recently. You said about 3 years?
No, I just left the other job.
Oh, you just left. Okay,
Yeah.
so because that's 3 years, it actually isn't so recent, but that's really recent. So
Yep.
you are in a transition phase, and what's leaving, what I'm being shown is to really allow yourself to let go the negative thoughts, the fear, the oh, there's so many out there already doing it. How can I be different? What you need to focus on instead of that is what do I love about it? What
Okay.
calls me to want to help these people? And what about your own life are you learning and healing about nutrition and about holistic healing? Think about your own life. Have you had experiences in the directly traditional medical world that weren't working for you or disappointed you in some way? What called you
Yeah.
to come forward to do this service? Because it is a wonderful service that you're doing. And as I'm sitting with your energy, I'm feeling like you're a little frozen. There's a little fear. And maybe it's because we're on TV, I don't know. But to just
Yeah.
really allow yourself to, I'd love to give you a meditation actually to do where you sit in meditation quietly and you imagine dark energy, fear, negativity, cobwebby, gray, whatever it is, fatigue, leaving from your crown, from your head, and just draining out your whole body into the earth. Open up little spigots in your feet. And then as that's leaving, allow in beautiful light, rainbow-colored light, white rainbow light coming down into your head and filling your whole body and pushing out fear, negativity, and just exhale with that.
Okay.
And after you do that draining, sit and just allow yourself to really hold the sacredness and the joy that you have in there about the change.
Yeah.
And when you drain that energy, you're going to be draining the fear.
Okay.
There's just I feel like it's an old block or something from your past that either someone told you you can't, or you're holding a belief that you can't, and you really can. You were called and guided
Yeah.
to do this work.
Yeah.
You trust that guidance
Yes.
that's from the spirit world, and to really commune with them. I'd like to see you also doing some writing, journaling, and communicating with your spirit guides. How to, talk to them, sit down and meet them on the bench, and in a beautiful setting, and say, guys, things aren't moving the way I'd like them to move. I need some guidance. Give me a sign. Ask them about who should I be marketing to and all those
Yeah.
specifics, and then listen. You will get the answers. I feel right now. actually I want to talk to you about working with elderly people. I
Okay.
think that elderly is one area that you would really speak well to. I feel that you're very trustworthy, you're very calm, you have a gentle demeanor about you, and I feel the elder community would be very soothed by that.
Okay.
You know, you're not so young that they walk in and feel like, oh my God, how could this child know anything?
Yeah.
But you know, you're still very vital, obviously, and interested in health. So
Okay.
that's one area, like going to senior centers and letting them know who you are and what you do, and putting out flyers and pamphlets. I mean, the obvious sort of physical marketing.
Yeah.
But the deeper work with you energetically to expand is to, number one, work with letting go of any negative thoughts you're having around making this transition.
Okay.
And then putting out of your mind anyone else and what they're doing. It's
Okay.
not about what you are, your own footprint or a thumbprint.
Yeah.
Like the snowflakes are all unique.
Okay.
And you have your special ray of healing to bring and
Okay.
service to give.
Okay.
Give me a question on that.
Give you a question.
I mean, about that. Is there anything you...
No, I think that really sums it up. I am very spiritual myself.
Yes.
I've been doing meditation,
Yes.
so I'm
Wonderful.
partially the way there. I don't know if you see any of the spiritual aspect of it coming in as to healing.
Oh, the
as
spiritual
well.
healing work?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Stones. I mean, crystals, look at what's on your neck. You definitely resonate with that. You love that.
that calls me.
Spend time with them, talk to them,
Okay.
see how they want to be used in the healing work you do. Maybe just, you know, give one stone for someone to hold. Also, continue studying, broadening your knowledge of what's current in the
Yeah.
holistic health world.
Okay.
Becoming aware of teaching others how to travel inside their own body in a meditation to heal whatever's bothering them and their illnesses. There's a myriad of techniques and things that you will access through your meditations.
Yeah,
I want to
getting there.
encourage you to write them down. Are you
Okay.
writing them? Or even run a tape
Some.
recorder? Okay,
Some.
great.
Not all of it, but some.
So
Yeah.
write or record.
Okay.
Okay, and obviously if you want to go further, we can set up a reading sometime.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's wonderful to have you on, and I hope
Thank
that
you
was
so
helpful.
much. Yes,
Thank
definitely.
you for coming in.
Thank you.
It's going to smooth out. It's going to be great. Just hold on.
It's transition,
Yes.
yeah. It's a bumpy ride.
Ride the wave. Thank
Yeah.
you, and we'll be
Thank
right
you.
back.
Let's make a soul connection. Soul to soul connection.
Welcome back, and thanks so much for being here with us. And Katherine, that was such a great on-air reading. It was just
you.
wonderful, and people just want answers. They're seeking for answers. I'm
Absolutely.
glad that
We
you're
all-
able to tune into them, and what a great gift you have.
Thank you, Christina.
That's great.
I love doing it. I love it. And everyone has it in themselves to guide, but sometimes we need a mirror to reflect back to us.
Well, I mean, we can all heal ourselves from a cold, but you go to a doctor when you really need some
Yeah.
true healing.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, but here we are with the Psychic Challenge now. If you weren't
Okay.
here earlier, what we did was we presented these 3 tarot cards. Catherine's holding
High Priestess.
the High Priestess, the owls in the middle, and then I'm holding the heart
chakra.
So it's basically blue, brown, and green.
And I'm sent one of these out, and I'll do it again.
Yep.
And you guys, if you want to do it right now with us, I'll send the energy of the one I'm picking, and those of you who've already chosen, don't change it, just hang on.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't change it. Okay.
So, pick one of the 3. I'm focusing on the one that I'm picking,
All right.
and that's it.
Okay, so if you pick this one, you're not correct. If you pick this one, you're not correct. This is the one. So if you picked it,
Heart chakra.
that's the one that Katherine had picked and was projecting. So
Yes.
I'm sure you're getting a little bit better at this.
Yes.
I know I am
and
too.
just pay attention to what made you pick the one you picked, if you were correct,
Right.
and what was different about the way you felt, if anything, or how you just knew. Learn to
Right.
follow that gut instinct.
That's true.
Yep.
Now, one of our favorite segments is Psychic Tips.
Yes,
we
Psychic
love Psychic Tips, and you'll all learn something here as well.
Yep.
So what Psychic Tip do you have for us today?
Today I want to talk about gratitude, because Thanksgiving time is coming, and we all have to remember it's very healthy and healing to remember what we're grateful for. And this tip
Right.
is very simple and very concrete. I recommend that you take a notebook and a pen and keep it by your bed, and you're going to create what's called a gratitude journal.
Okay.
And the gratitude journal is in the morning when you wake up, either before you do your bio break or after.
Right.
You take your pen and you just take 60 seconds, Christina, just 1 minute, to think of one thing, or maybe more than one thing, that you're grateful for in your life. It can be as beautiful and simple as your eyesight, if you have eyesight. It can be as beautiful and simple as the cat purring on the foot of your bed. Really?
That's
because
nice.
some people are really struggling and suffering and going through very challenging times, and they wake up, and the morning sometimes is the most anxious time. Also before bed, I recommend doing it at the end of the day as well.
Right. That's
But
great.
write down anything you can think of that you're grateful for. The sun's shining through the window right now, and I promise you, they've done studies of this. They took 2 control groups, or 3, and if you do this for like a period of days, I think it's maybe 100 days, or I don't know, no, 21 days.
Wow.
Just 21 days, 60 seconds in the morning and or the evening. You will feel very different. Your life will change.
Well, I will do that too. And it's also just, a lot of us may be a little depressed or melancholy with the holidays coming. Maybe we're not where we want to be, or maybe we're not with the people we want to be. But really, I always tell this to my daughter, could you just tell me what you're grateful about today?
Yes.
You know, instead of always complaining.
It lifts the energy. It totally shifts the vibration of frequency around you and of your life, and it will attract more blessings into your life.
It's laws of attraction.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's great. Well, thank you so much for watching us, and also for Suzanne Newnham for giving us the book, Ethics of a Psychic Reading, and you can pick this up look it up on the website and all. And our guest, Nicole, she has so much that she does. We'll have to bring her back.
We got to bring her back.
I know,
definitely.
absolutely. It was amazing.
And our reading volunteer,
yes,
Paula.
That's great. And thank you. And also Julio's Liquors, thank you so much for supporting local programming.
And Healing Essence Center in Concord is a sponsor.
Medical Aesthetics as well, thank you. And of course, Christian, thank you so much for making us all look like celebrities. And treasure chests, love your clothes.
Styling.
Yes. And you know what? It's the holidays, and again, I'm grateful that we have you, our fans, our viewers, and please write into us, readings at sixthsenseandbeyond.com if you'd like a reading, or you'd like to see someone on that we haven't had on, or you might want a topic that we haven't even addressed yet.
Yeah, we'll take suggestions too.
Absolutely.
We just love that you're with us. Thank you so much.
Yes, we do. Thank you. And remember, when you sit down with your family, it's not all about eating. Nope, it's not. But it's a big part of that. And just sit down and just take a moment and reflect on what's wonderful as you gaze around your family, or even if you're with yourself, what you're grateful about.
Right.
Thanks.
Blessings.
And you have a great Thanksgiving too.
Thank you, Christina.
I like Thanksgiving year round.
Me too.
Me too.
Amen.
Thank you so much for watching us.
Let's make a selection.